Good morning. Driving to work, baby. Hey, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you. I got a voicemail call that I'm gonna be doing pretty soon here. Responding to a voicemail from a dude who's talking about life in the hood. So if you want to see that, keep your eye out. It's gonna be good. It's a good voicemail. So working out how to do that. So you'll see me in a different place, my kitchen, but yeah, it's going to be good. I love responding to these voicemails. So if you want to call in and chime in, 619-800-5622. But I want to say thank you for, all the love. I've gotten some lovely comments and stuff. And that really means a lot. And I just got a notification that I received a deposit. So I got paid today. Heck yeah, let's go. Direct deposit. That's what's up. All right. But, man, I've been in this place lately where I've been thinking a lot about just like retirement and, things change big time when you have kids. And I've been putting money into retirement and stuff like that ever since I was probably like 20 years old. Not a lot, but, just enough to have something. Something's better than nothing. I've never made a lot of money. But I've been really stressed out about making enough money. I've been stressed out about having enough in retirement. All the kind of like, sunset of your 20s type things that a lot of people stress about, where it's like, okay, I don't own a house yet. I'm still living in an apartment, and it's a nice apartment in a nice place. It's not like one of those cookie cutter apartments. It's an old apartment, but it's got good bones, got good rent, got enough space for the family. So, it's good, but still been stressing a little bit just about making it and making enough money, and the reality of having a kid and trying to set up a future while I'm living in my present has been heavy on my mind. And I was listening to Scott Galloway, the really rich dude who's like kind of on the side of the not so rich people. And he was talking about the trade-offs between family and career. And if you want to be in that top 1% of people and make that money to where you're on top of the world, he kind of says like, man, I wasn't there for a lot of stuff because I traded that time with my kids for time at work. And you got to spend like 20 years just pretty much doing all your work and very little play. And you got to even sacrifice stuff like recovery, as far as like stretching and stuff, working out, meditating and whatnot, your health, physical and mental. You got to kind of trade that stuff, and you got to trade the time with your kids. And it's funny because it's not like you are trading hard work for easy work of being with your kids. I'm putting the time in to raise my daughter that I believe someone would put in to try to be, whatever, a baller, day trader, or, real estate mogul or whatever. I'm putting in that time, but I'm not getting paid for it. I wake up every day at around 5 or 5:30. Boom, go to work. It's the bottles, it's making breakfast for the wife, it's getting the lunch ready for my daughter, it's making myself some food. It's I wake up like an hour and a half to 2 hours before I have to leave for work, and I'm still trying to squeeze in just enough time to get a shower in. Like most days I got my hair up in a bun because like I just run out of time because there's just so much to do, and then I hustle to work. I'm gonna make it there today with like 2 minutes to spare. I do my work. I'm a teacher. That's not an easy job whatsoever. I got a great gig, but it's still not an easy job. I mean, could you imagine being responsible for 30 children? Like, it's your job to make sure 30 children are all at the same time getting better at something, with all the different developmental stuff they got going on, with all different things that happen throughout the day. Someone has an accident, right? Like, I got to do that. And then I come home, pick up my kid, get right to work. I try to spend like 15 minutes to maybe even 45 minutes if I'm lucky, and if I don't care about what that's going to do at the end of the day to me, or more like at the end of the night to me. But I really try to spend time with my kid and invest in that. But then I start cooking dinner, cleaning, laundry, dishes, that whole thing. And by the time I get done with everything and I'm able to maybe sit down and kind of relax or even possibly do a yoga, it's 8:30, kids, in bed and everything, and I can finally just relax, and I have maybe an hour before it's time to go to sleep, So that's like 5:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. I'm grinding, you know what I mean? And if I were doing that for my finances, even if I was just on that grind, just working like $25-$30 an hour, I'd probably be doing pretty good financially, which I make pretty good money at where I'm at. But there's that trade-off of like, I've chosen to be a parent and to be a husband and a dad instead of following the career. I mean, I wanted a career in music, and I had a career in music, but I had to make the choice of like, do I want to be doing this thing where I'm gone all the time at night, and the financial aspect of it is like I made money. I made good money relative. I feel like I made 1% money in music, where like I got a full-time salary and I had benefits and stuff. But like the 0.00001% of musicians are the ones who make like actual like life-changing, like significant money. And I had to let go of that because I knew like, no, I want to be a parent that's there for my kids after school, and I want to do that. And there's just no way that I can sustain the life I want to sustain personally. Man, it's always these freaking Hyundais who are just riding you. I'm going like 60 miles an hour and it's tailgating. Man, I can't stand this. It's so annoying. Anyway, sorry. These people made me lose my train of thought because they're running late to work, and it's my fault because I'm driving faster than the speed limit. Anyways, I digress. But, I made that choice, and I made that choice to sacrifice the career gains, the financial gains, for the family gains. And that's just the kind of person I am. And I thought I wanted to be one of these people who makes a ton of money because I didn't grow up with money, and I feel like that security is very important to me, but I don't know, maybe it's not. I have financial security, I make enough, I pay my rent, I get paid once a month, and it's enough to cover all my bills and put some money away. Am I in a terrible position? No. But when you grow up in a situation where like my family growing up, they had to get out of copious amounts of debt. My dad had to work 2 jobs, and my mom worked full time, and like I had to walk home from school by myself from like 2nd grade on, and to kind of take care of myself when my parents are at work. All that stuff, that really makes you covet the financial security of like having a lot of money, And that doesn't necessarily bring happiness, but it brings a lot of safety, in my opinion. And that's always been something that's been on my mind, but I don't know if I'm that kind of person. I don't think I'm that kind of person. And I got to be okay with that, Now, if I get lucky and something happens or something cool happens, I get some shot to make it work, I'll go for it, because my main thing is I don't want my wife to work anymore, not because I don't respect her as a person. She makes more money than me. But, like, I just kind of, and she wants, and this is it's about what she wants. She wants to be a mom and do the mom stuff, and I see what kind of toll it takes on her. Like, the kid woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and needed to be fed. Guess who couldn't do that? Me. I couldn't do that. I got up with her, did everything we needed to do, and I handed the baby to her so the baby could feed. But I do not have the biological reservoirs of milk to to feed my kid, and she has to get up and go to work, and she has a really stressful job. She's works in mental health for kids, so while she's raising her own kid, she's got to raise other people's kids too. And sometimes I wish she could have the peace of not having to do that and just being able to focus on her own kid. And then maybe someday, going working part-time and using her incredible skills vocationally to help other people. But it's like, you just got to make that choice. And sometimes it feels like a zero-sum game. Sometimes it doesn't. But I think I'm okay with that. I think today, when I just kind of listen to what I was listening to, it's just worrying so much about the future and the finances. What's that going to give you? And I know that's really cliche, but what's that really going to do? And one thing that Scott Galloway said was he was the only time that things ever felt like enough for him was, on a Saturday morning, he's watching Premier League and his kid comes to the couch and sits next to him and, puts their legs up on him or whatever, and he's like, that's the only time where I'm like, okay, this is enough for me. Not like I've had enough, but I'm content. Because even if you make money, you've seen the billionaires, they just want more. You go to the club, you're like, how can I get into the more exclusive club, So yeah, I don't know. Just some thoughts on my mind. What do you think? Where are you at? Call into the voicemail hotline. Let me know how you feel just about what I've been talking about, the future and what you value and the struggle for money and security. And what choices are you making? Are you choosing the grind? And I'm not in any way judging anybody for their life decisions. If you think kids are the worst, you don't want to have them, don't. Because it won't be worth it. Well, I don't know. It's worth it for me. It's very hard, but it's very worth it for me. It's the best thing I've ever did. It's the thing I like to do most in my life. It brings me the most meaning and the most joy and the most stress. But that's just me, I think the world needs people like me, and if you're different, the world also needs people like you, and maybe you just don't want kids, and you can be the one working 90 hours a week trying to figure out the cure for cancer while I'm working 90 hours a week trying to create a person who's compassionate and kind. You might get paid a lot more, but I think I'm doing a service to the world too. And not that I'm an incredible parent or anything like that. Well, I am. I'm a good parent. I love my kid. That's all it takes. Love my kid and I try. So anyways, man, those are just some thoughts I had. Call into the voicemail hotline. Let me know what you think. 619-800-5622. Thank you so much to the people who have just kind of shared in my comments and who've called into the voicemail hotline. I've gotten a lot of really nice messages from people. When I first started YouTube, I thought I'd just get roasted and have to get thick skin, but that doesn't seem to be the case as much as just the kindness and the connection has been. So 619-800-5622. It's going to be in the description as well. It's in my banner. You will not have a hard time finding the hotline. But I want to hear how you guys are doing and what you're dealing with. Those are just some thoughts on my mind. It's just where I'm at in life. And I love my life. It's a very grueling situation I'm in. But that's the point, right? If it's grueling, that means you're probably doing something good. So, all right. I love y'all. Peace. Stay human.